Righteousness or selfishness? Last week, I told the story of the young Israeli girl kidnapped and taken to Syria. She never forgot the God of Israel and used her faith in God to have her Syrian master cured of leprosy. In 2 Kings 5, there is a second story about righteousness and selfishness that I want to share with you today. Listen to verse 15. Then Naaman went back to the man of God and said, "Now I know that there is no God in all the world except in Israel. So please accept a gift from your servant." Elisha was a righteous man and said that Naaman was cured of leprosy for the glory of God and that he would not take a gift as he felt he didn't deserve it. Why didn't Elisha even take a small gift for what he did? He helped cure Naaman of his leprosy. Elisha had a steadfast love for God, and he answered Naaman in verse 16. "As surely as the Lord lives, whom I serve, I will not accept a thing." Elisha was a miracle worker for God. I'm sure he could have used a little bit of silver and gold. Now listen to a bit of what Naaman said in verse 17. "If you will not, please let me, your servant, be given earth, for your servant will never again make burnt offerings and sacrifices to any other God but the Lord." What a testimony for him to say of being cured of leprosy. Now, selfishness enters the story. Listen to these words in verses 20 and 21. After Naaman had traveled some distance, Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, said to himself, "My master was too easy on Naaman by not accepting a gift from him. As surely as the Lord lives, I will run after him and get something from him." Oh boy. Gehazi said, "Here's my chance to get a gift of silver and gold to live a better life." Who will know? Isn't that the way it is with a selfish person? Well, let's see what happens to Gehazi. In verses 21 to 24, Gehazi runs after Naaman and tells him, "My master sent me to say, 2 young men from the company of the prophets have just come to me from the hill country of Ephraim. Please give them a talent of silver and 2 sets of clothing." Naaman, however, instead doubles the gifts to Gehazi, who then takes the gifts to his house. Was Gehazi righteous or selfish? We know the answer, don't we? Gehazi thinks he has done what he has done in the name of the Lord. Now listen to the final words in 2 Kings 5. When he went and stood before Elisha, he was asked, "Where have you been, Gehazi?" Now comes another lie. "Your servant didn't go anywhere." But Elisha said to him, Was not my spirit with you when the man got down from his chariot to meet you? Is this the time to take silver or gold and to accept clothing? Naaman's leprosy will cling to you and to your descendants forever. Then Gehazi went from Elisha's presence, and his skin was leprous. It became as white as snow. What do we learn from Gehazi's story? Naaman, a Syrian soldier, turned out to be a wise and good man in the eyes of God. Elisha, a holy prophet, was a dedicated man of God. Gehazi, Elisha's servant, proves to be a basic liar and selfish. The love of money, that root of all evil, was at the bottom of Gehazi's sin. He soon turned out that his master and God could not be deceived. He learns that a lying tongue is but for a moment, and the foolish hopes and secrecy are open before God. Life is not a time to increase our wealth at the expense of God, when we can only do it in such ways that are dishonorable to God. If Gehazi will have Naaman's money and clothing, so shall he have his disease with it. That is what happened to Gehazi when he became a selfish person. God bless you and have a good week as we look forward to Palm Sunday.